Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you get your green gear 25% off, promo code Jericho1. So, guys, I'll get to the silly dumb shit at the end, but I've seen this stuff everywhere. People have been hitting me up, so I'll talk about it. The founder, one of the founders, a co-founder of CBLM, Certain Black Lives Matter. Which one is it? Colors. There's some irony for you. I think it's the one last name Colors. She bought a $1.4 million home in Topanga Canyon. That's in Southern California. I've seen, I think I saw somewhere where it said it's near Beverly Hills. Let's be honest. A $1.4 million house near Beverly Hills ain't shit. And actually, a $1.4 million house in California. I mean, it's impressive, but it's not going to make it on to no countdown shows. But a $1.4 million house near Beverly Hills in Topanga Canyon, that ain't shit. That's like a junior mansion. That's like a starter mansion. But anyway, she bought a $1.4 million house. Now, that's not surprising. She's the head of an organization that made between $6 and $10 billion in less than a year. So really, she's getting the short end of the stick with those kind of dollars coming in. And I'm not one of these people. I don't like when people tell other people what they should do with their money. When they say like, oh, how many cars do you need? Or how many of this do you need? Look, that's their money. If they want to have 1,000 cars, I don't give a shit. That's your money. You spend it however you want. Now, would it be nice for you to do certain things with your money? I guess, but that's yours. I don't give a shit what you do with it. But the funny thing is, she is the co-founder of an organization called Black Lives Matter. Now, before I get to that, it's no surprise that she's making that kind of money. Race baiting, race pimping, whatever you want to call it, is very lucrative. I'm sure Al Sharptongue, Jesse Jackson, Louis Farrakhan, what's his name? Michael Clark, Anthony Joshua, James Dyson, whatever that empty word salad fool's name is. I'm sure they all have homes and cars and jewels to attest to that. Race pimping is good money. Go all the way back to Booker T. Washington talking about that in the late 1800s. There are always going to be people stirring up some racial bullshit. Even if it doesn't exist, they will create it. What did the OJs tell us? Money, money, money. So it's not surprising that somebody doing what she does is making a lot of money. What's funny is that she's the co-founder of a group called Black Lives Matter, but she just bought a home where there's no black lives. I think I saw where it said 1.4% of the population is black. Now, I don't give a shit how many black people live in Topanga Canyon. If you can afford it and you want to live there, live there. If you don't, don't. But if you're going to sit here and torch part of the country, drag people's name through the fucking mud, pull a Tawana Brawley 2.0. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. That's all we heard all last summer. These dumb fucking woke athletes got the shit painted everywhere. I even told you guys a few months back, some girl came into my work. She had the Black Lives Matter fist painted on her fucking pants. All this shit has been done in the name of Black Lives Matter. You must remember that Black Lives Matter. If you say all lives matter, any other kind of lives matter, you're racist. Because this is about black lives. Then why don't you live around any of them? Black Lives Matter except when I'm picking a home. Black Lives Matter except when I'm picking a school. Either they matter or they don't. And if you need to say that they matter, if you need to tell people they matter, that means they don't even matter to you. Because nobody's walking around with picket signs saying puppies are cute, cancer is bad, fire is hot. No one has to do that because we all know that. So if you have to go around saying that shit, that means you don't even know it. They don't mean shit to you. But that's funny that the word black is in the title of your business, but you don't live around any of them. Now, I'm sure you could have took that 1.4 million and got you a nice spot in the middle of the hood. In the middle of all these black lives, there are places where there are a lot of affluent black people. There are rich black neighborhoods. Why didn't you buy a house there? Now, again, you can spend your money however you want and live wherever you want. But I think it's kind of funny that you made your money off of black lives only when they're taken by a white person. But you have all this money on the backs of black lives, but none of your neighbors reflect that. That's just funny to me. That shit is ridiculous. Black lives matter, except for where I'm picking where I want to fucking live. Man, I've said it before. I'll say it again. These people are not serious. They are talking about some crazy bullshit when all else fails, when you exhausted all your other means of extortion, they can always go back to that bottomless pit of racism. They can always throw their bucket into the well of racism, and you better believe when they pull that bucket back up, it's going to be overflowing with racism. Yeah, Black Lives Matter, except in my fucking zip code. Hey, you bring your black ass to the rallies, but don't bring your black ass to my neighborhood. I don't want to see you there. I only want to see you at work. I do not want to take my work home with me. Black Lives Matter, just not where I lay my head. Man, fuck these people. They're a joke. Anyway, speaking of a joke, but you know what? You look at this, and when I read this headline, I said, of course. Of course. Is it stupid and fucking crazy and outlandish? Yes. But it's California, so of course. What am I talking about? Well, Caitlyn Jenner, the athlete formerly known as Bruce Jenner, here's a question. Why weren't you Caitlyn Jenner back then? Wouldn't that have been a bigger deal for you if you came out transgender in 1976? Now that's some bravery. That was some bravery. Nope. You chose to come out in 2018 in fucking Beverly Hills, and you're a millionaire in America? That's not brave. Shut your ass up. But why didn't you come out as Caitlyn back then when you were on the Wheaties box, fool? Anyway, so Caitlyn Jenner wants to be, like I said, of course, Caitlyn Jenner wants to run as governor of California. Isn't that perfect? You know what? If you drew the California seal right now, I bet you Caitlyn Jenner would be on it. That would make perfect sense. It would be Caitlyn Jenner making out with a homeless person. That's the California state seal. Of course we would have this. Of course we would have a fucking transgender, what do they call him? Cross-dresser. Damn it. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. But anyway, of course we would have one of these people, a drag queen. There it is. Of course, we would have a drag queen running for governor of California. Now, don't forget, guys, well, I don't know if it's Caitlyn or Bruce who did it, but they killed somebody. They said that they were running from paparazzi. They had a Escalade that was towing a car behind it on a trailer. There was something ahead in traffic. They came to a stop. Caitlyn or Bruce, actually it was after Bruce came out as Caitlyn. So Caitlyn Jenner rear ends this lady in a Lexus, pushes her car into oncoming traffic, and she head on collides with Hummer. And the lady in the Lexus got killed. And then the people in the Hummer that hit her had serious injuries. I think it was nothing more than, some broken bones and stuff. Nobody died. They did say that they had a 1-month-old kid in the car and he was unresponsive, but I guess the kid's okay now. But don't forget that when they put their name on the ballot, don't forget that you killed somebody. You can't just sweep that under the rug. I know it probably got lost in the celebration of you coming out as Caitlyn, but that's fucked up. But of course, California would have Vera DeMilo as their governor. Look that shit up. Who remembers Vera DeMilo? Bacon, lettuce, and testosterone. I love a BLT. But you know what? Even if we had Caitlyn Jenner and all his drag queen glory, he'd probably still do a better job than Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom. Because at some point, I don't know if he still is, but at some point, Bruce Caitlyn or whatever, Braitlyn Jenner was a Republican. So maybe there's some of that residue left in there. Now, that would be laughable to have somebody with obvious mental issues being, well, shit. Gavin Newsom got obvious mental issues too. I guess he just doesn't wear a dress and makeup. And I don't know if Bruce had tits. I think he did have tits put on. I don't know what he did with his dick, where he turned that inside out and did some kind of weird mock vagina with it. I don't know how far he went, but we cannot have somebody like that representing the state of California. I'm hoping that this is some kind of step in the right direction if we can get this fucker recalled. We can get Gavin Newsom out of office, King Newsom, even though he will allow us stupid tax-paying peasants to return to our normal lives on the 15th. And I found out yesterday that even though everything's going to be open on June 15th, we still have to walk around wearing these stupid fucking pointless masks. Anyway, but even though we're opening back up on the 15th, we still need to kick this fucker out of office. I haven't been able to find any more up-to-the-date information than I did the other day about how many of the ballot or the signatures have been verified to put his recall on the ballot. I'm going to look into that today. Maybe I'll have some new information for you tomorrow. Once you get rid of this dummy, don't be surprised when you see Caitlyn, Bruce, whatever, Jenner on the ballot. But of course, that's California. This sick, twisted, fucked up place, that's what we deserve, somebody like that. But like I've said before, kids, what happens here is merely the testing grounds. If it goes down here, it's coming to a theater near you. Now, I'm about to get my ass home to my beautiful wife and kids, but you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone, link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.